Hello YouTube, I have neglected my pond for long enough. Yes, believe it or not, this area is actually a pond. Down in there somewhere there is water, believe it or not. So what I need to do is get on and get it all kind of cleared out. I don't want to spend too long on this part of the video because I want to go to a big pond out in the wild on a bit of heathland, and I want to take my son looking for newts. Having said that, as I was clearing a lot of the vegetation from this pond, I actually netted a whole load of newts and I stored them all in a bucket ready to be released back into the pond when I'd finished messing about with it. There were literally dozens of common frogs, mainly adults, but also a few sort of younger ones as well. This species of newt is Triturus helvetica, which is the palmate newt. When I first built this pond, I didn't introduce any newts into it. I actually just waited and the newts managed to find their own way there. So the boring bit of clearing out the pond was just getting rid of a lot of the foliage and things. Got rid of a lot of water lilies, some irises, and loads of other kind of pondweed and stuff. Made a big pile of leaf litter from the bottom of the pond, and yeah, just basically cleaned it all out, topped up the water, and yeah, just got it all looking pretty nice again. Anyway, let's reintroduce these newts back into their pond. They'll soon realise that they've got a lot more space than they had before to swim about. It's not quite as full of weed and bits of foliage as it was. As I zoom back, you'll be able to see the heap of like leaf litter and stuff that I hoiked out of the bottom of the pond. Can you see it off to the side there? Yeah, there was a lot. By the way, I left that heap next to the pond for a couple of days just so any little creatures could make their way back into the pond. Right, we've moved to a large heathland pond now, and it's not as large as it should be because it's dried up quite a bit. These newts that you're seeing now were just underneath a really big log at the side of the pond. There are quite a lot of logs around this pond. Some of them are in full sunshine, some of them are in the shade. So what we're doing is we're looking under the ones that are in full sunshine, and you can see that a lot of these newts are quite skinny, and they're also really quite hot because they're underneath this log and they're being sort of cooked by the sun. So what I'm doing is taking out all of these newts and I'm just counting them. So underneath this one log, there was 34 newts. And you can see some of them are really quite skinny in here. There were also a couple of dead ones. So what we're going to do is move a lot of these and just position them in underneath logs that are not in full sunshine. So they can like really kind of cool down. I've done this like for a few years now, and I like to think that I'm saving a few newts here and there. Okay, so you can see this log is not in full sunshine. It's a much nicer log for them, and they won't be cooking themselves. If I put them under here, you'll see like most of them will go straight for the dark. Some of them I have to encourage a little bit, but most of them, they just sort of programmed to go towards the dark to hide away from the sunshine. And then there'll be lots of nice worms and things underneath here. It's nice and damp. There's loads of kind of leaf litter around and loads of algae and stuff. So perfect for newts. And yeah, hopefully some of these newts that are looking really skinny will get to eat quite a lot of worms and things and fatten up really quickly. Again, most of these newts are palmate newts. There might be one or two common newts in amongst them, but for the most part, they're palmate newts. And it's been this way every time I've come to this pond. It's always pretty much all palmate newts. Right, the next log that I come to is even more in full sunshine. You'll see. Hopefully you'll get the idea from this. Again, I just lifted the log and then started videoing straight away. So if you have a look, you can see, look, there's so many newts under here. One of them's on his back there. That was, he's not dead or anything. That was just where I lifted the log up. It just sort of turned him over. But look, loads and loads of newts again. So again, I collect them all up and take a look at them and then move them to a log in the shade. But you can see like they're basically getting cooked under here. There were again several really dried up, completely dead ones under this log as well as these live ones. So as I was collecting these, my son was doing a bit of netting in the pond, and he said, "Daddy, I've got a newt that looks bigger than all the others." And those were the words I was kind of hoping to hear. I didn't think I would, but as soon as he said it, I thought, I bet he's got one. And sure enough, check this out, a great crested newt. I'm only gonna just have a very quick look at it, video it, and then we're going to release it straight back in, because these are an endangered species. They're rare, and in all the times that I've come to this pond, I haven't got one before. So my son was very lucky to get one in the net. And I just wanted to show you a few things about this particular type of newt. Firstly, can you see the skin has got quite a warty texture to it? Obviously, it's bigger than the other newts, but if I turn it over, you can see very bright coloured tummy, and this is a female, so it hasn't got the big crest along the back. So obviously the great crested newt is named for its great crest, in the males that is, and the scientific name is Triturus cristatus. Right, at this point I thought I've got enough footage now, so I'm going to pick it up and just take it back over to the pond and release it. So what you'll notice about this pond, it's very muddy looking, and it is basically just like a very huge puddle. I'm going to keep coming back to this heathland and keep an eye on it and just make sure that it doesn't dry up completely, especially now that I know that there might be other great crested newts in here as well. If it does dry up completely, obviously it might be a case of going around, looking under all the logs, collecting up the newts and taking them to some of the larger, even larger ponds on this heathland, so that I can release them there and save their lives. My son had put some of the other smaller newts that he'd caught in the net into a tub, and we're just pouring them out here so that we can release them back as well. You can see they're just exactly the same as the ones that were under the logs, but they've decided to stay in the water, which I think is very sensible. The ones that have gone under the logs, I think, are a little bit crazy. I think they should try and remain in the pond as long as there's water in it. Anyway, that was our little newting trip for the day. We were probably there less than an hour. On the way back to the car park, we found some little common toads. You can see those here. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hit subscribe to see anything that I post up in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.